internet friends, today we are going to go quite a bit in depth with the new GLAMGLOW Moisturizer, but before we get into it, make sure you give this video a thumbs up because it helps my channel out, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button down below because there's new content coming in the new year. Technically every video is a new content, but subscribe to my channel so you don't miss out on anything new. So today I'm going to be going over the new GLAMGLOW WATERBURST Hydrated Glow Moisturizer. This is supposed to be GLAMGLOW's new hydrating cream, essentially. It says that it gives you 72 hours of hydration, so let's just get into it. So for starters, let's go over packaging. One thing I used to dislike about GLAMGLOW a lot was that there was a lot of wasted packaging. So essentially you would have this little mask in this cute little box. Like, the packaging was definitely really pretty, it was really fun to open, it was just a lot of wasted packaging, and as much as it was fun, it was a little bit sad because essentially you just recycle it all in the end, so really it was unnecessary per se. So I'm really happy to say that they've definitely fixed it when it came to their moisturizers, that when you just open it up, the product is right there. So it's no longer kind of digging, unwrapping a present and having all this extra stuff left over in the end. It's just straight to the point. Product wrapped in a nice little box. So good on you, GLAMGLOW, for kind of fixing that a little bit so there's less waste when it comes to your product. One thing, as always with GLAMGLOW, when you open it up, hello sexy. Still a little bit weird, but I will never say no to a compliment when I open up my moisturizer. So this is the product right here. So we've got this this really nice blue color, as well as a silver lid with the star on top, which seems to be the running theme with their moisturizers, as well as their masks as well. So nice that they kind of have like a signature touch when it comes to all of their products. So overall, packaging wise, I give it a thumbs up. That actually smells really delicious. I know they said on the internet it's not, but it smells like creamsicles to me, like orange vanilla, and I just got it on my nose, which I'm not too upset about. It smells really delicious. Scent wise, definitely really nice. But let's get into some actual facts about the product. So number one, this guy here retails for $62 on Sephora.ca. I made some notes here because the prices kind of did tend to vary depending where you would buy it from. So if you're in the States, this product retails for $49 on Sephora's website. Now with Sephora, you get 3 free samples on all of your purchases, and if you are anybody but Rouge, shipping is only free after $50. So $49, you're right at that cusp. So it's up to you whether you want to pay like the $5 or $7 for shipping, or if you just want to spend an extra couple dollars to get free shipping. So essentially you could just buy a $7 product instead of paying for shipping. You just get a free product that would be in place of your shipping. So keep that in mind. But the thing I found kind of weird is if you go to GLAMGLOW's website itself, I don't know why I keep showing you my notes, but if you go to GLAMGLOW's website itself, it's $54 American. So, and it also, sorry, I do believe is free shipping from GLAMGLOW's website, and you get 2 free samples as well. So I just thought it was funny. Usually product or prices of products don't tend to vary between websites like that. So it is a $5 difference. Buy where you want to buy from. About the product, again, I was saying $62 Canadian because that's where I'm from, so that's what I'm going to go off of. And you do get 50 milliliters of product, and it has a shelf life of 24 months. So that's kind of your basic calculations and classifications, descriptions. Those are your dimensions of the product. The word was bound to come. But as for this moisturizer, it says it's good for normal to dry skin. And you get 72 hours of moisture after putting it on. Personally, I don't moisturize my skin once within a 72-hour period. I usually do it multiple times. So I can't vouch for that. I did not simply try putting it on once and leaving it. But apparently that's what this does. It gives you 72 hours of moisture. So I'm going to be looking down a lot because I'm going to be reading my notes for the next portion, because I looked into a couple things. Some things kind of bothered me a little bit. Some things I just wanted to share with you because we all need to make our own informed decision. I just thought I would give you the information and you can make your own, decision on it afterwards. And that is some of the ingredients in here I'm not too happy about. So just to kind of, first things first, the first 2 ingredients in this product are water and dimethicone. So if you don't know, water is just basically used to kind of emulsify the rest of the products that are in there. It basically acts as a solvent. So water's not doing anything for your skin when it's in skincare, and it's not working against you, it's not working for you. It's kind of like a neutral product. So to have it as the first ingredient is kind of but that happens with a lot of products. So even some really good products out there still have water as the first ingredient, so I'm pretty neutral about that. It's the fact that dimethicone is the second ingredient in here. Now, you do usually find dimethicone in moisturizers, just not this high up on the list. If you don't know what dimethicone is, the easiest thing to kind of compare it to is, do you have a pore filling primer? Essentially, that is a dimethicone full product. So dimethicone is basically like a barrier that sits on top of your skin, and it's used mainly to kind of smooth skin out. It's kind of just acts as that protective wall, and it makes everything smooth and nice. And that's why you find it in a lot of pore filling primers or a lot of smoothing primers, is because it does kind of just give you that nice base. So to have that in here high up on the ingredient list is kind of like, are you a moisturizer? Are you a primer? Like, no, that's not cool. So strike one. I'm sorry, but it's okay if it's in here. Just, it shouldn't be that high up on the list. So that's kind of disappointing. One thing also to keep in mind with dimethicone is that after you, essentially when you put a whole bunch of makeup on your face, so you're going to be using your primers, your foundations, you got a full face of makeup, you're going to want to double cleanse to get everything off. And one of the reasons for that is because dimethicone is really good at creating that base that essentially needs one quick like rinse to kind of get it going, kind of rinsing it off your skin, and then that second cleanse to really go in there and take it all out of your pores. Because if you leave dimethicone on your skin, it's actually comedogenic, and it could essentially break you out and clog your pores. So why you're going to want it in a moisturizer, I don't really know. So that's one thing to kind of keep in mind, is those first two ingredients are not the best. Now getting into it, I initially, when I filmed this video, I went through every single ingredient in here, and I'm like, it's a hydrating cream. There's a lot of skin conditioners. It's another skin conditioner, and I felt that was just really redundant. So I broke it down, and there's 5 main ingredients that I kind of want to go over in this product. So they're the 5 ingredients that I think you should really kind of be mindful about, and whether you choose to use them or not, it's really up to you. It really depends what your skin can handle, what you feel comfortable putting on your skin. For somebody like me, there's 3 ingredients in here that I for sure am not comfortable putting on my skin, and essentially, spoiler alert, that's why I'm going to be returning this product, is because those 3 ingredients do not work with me. But if you're somebody who doesn't have sensitive skin, if your skin's not easily irritated, those same 3 ingredients may not be a bother to you. So essentially, I'm going to give you the information, and you make up your own mind. So I'm going to go based off of a website called ewg.org. I've been using this website for a long time. So they have a rating that goes from 1 to 10. 1 to 3 is kind of like, okay, you're in the green, it's a decent ingredient. It might have some bad things about it, but it's still okay. Ones that are in the yellow are like, you know, you really kind of want to be mindful about these. It can kind of go either way. We're not saying it's good, we're not saying it's bad. It's just, you know, be mindful of them. And then you have your red ingredients. So I do believe it's either 7 to 10 or 8 to 10. And those are the ingredients that you really just, you want to stay away from. They're usually ingredients that are irritants, they're allergens, they have toxicity levels in them. So essentially they're just ingredients that you do not want. So I'm going to talk to you about these ingredients based on the lowest rating ones to the highest rating ones. So essentially each ingredient is going to get a little bit worse. So starting on the scale of a 1, so we're still in the green here, is just blue number 1. Essentially this is a coloring agent. That's actually all it is. So if you look at this product, you see it has a really beautiful kind of water blue color to it, versus a product that's, I'm going to get into this a little bit later, but essentially the same product here with no dye in it. And you can see that it's white. So essentially all that blue thing is doing is changing the color of the product. So is it pretty? Yes. Is it doing anything for you? No. But it's essentially not doing anything against you either. It's just 100% unnecessary is all it is. So I'm someone that doesn't like added dyes in my skincare, just because I am kind of sensitive to those things. I even have a food allergy to coloring agents, so just something to keep in mind. It's not a bad ingredient, it's just not doing anything for you. It's 100% useless. It's all for the aesthetic of the product. Next we have something that's rating at a 3. So this is kind of like the cusp between the green and the yellow rated products, and that is dimethicone PEG 10/15 cross polymer. A mouthful of ingredient, but essentially it's the thing that's in this product that's kind of giving it that pearly glow. So again, oh, wrong product. Giving you your pearly glow in this product. So again, it's not necessarily a bad product. It has been known to cause toxicity, has been known to be toxic in large quantities. So being in a small quantity in here is not going to be toxic to you, but the ingredient in large quantities has been known to be toxic. So that's just one thing you want to keep in mind. And again, all that ingredient is doing in here is giving it that nice kind of, essentially what they call the hydrated glow. So again, just 100% unnecessary, not the best ingredient for you. You choose whether you think it's a good ingredient or not. Now we're getting into yellow territory. And these are the 3 ingredients that I have a huge problem with. So the first one is limonene. And limonene is essentially just a fragrance. And this is the one that's going to kind of give you that lemony smell if you weren't able to guess. And it's known to be an allergen. It's known to be an irritant. It's one of those things you can't put directly on your skin. It has to be diluted to a certain point or else it will cause irritation. So that's the number 1 thing I have against it. Number 2, it is an ingredient that degrades in sunlight, and it also degrades when it's exposed to air. So essentially you take off the lid to your product and now you're exposed to light and you're exposed to air. So you have an ingredient that's degrading the second that you open the product, is a known allergen, is a known irritant, and it's completely useless in the product. Like all it's doing is giving it that kind of like orange creamsicle smell. And honestly, I could do without the smell. Like, you know, it could have been a whole different experience for me without that product in here. So that's definitely a thumbs down for me. Wow. Okay, next is citral. Citral is a very similar ingredient. This one doesn't degrade though like limonene, but it is still, sorry about that, it's still a known allergen, it's still a known irritant, and again, 100% of it is just in here to fragrance your product. So again, completely unnecessary, and this one actually causes issues. This one is known to cause issues, so I don't like that, but again, you make your own decision. And then the last ingredient, as you can see, there's a trend here. It's all about fragrance. And this last ingredient is in the red category, and that is the ingredient fragrance itself. So essentially, fragrance is solely in here to fragrance a product, but again, causes irritation, and it's just not needed. So those are the 5 ingredients that I wanted to warn you about. Those are the 5 bad ingredients in here. If you're looking at it like that, or if you're looking at this product and be like, if that's all I have to worry about it, I'm good. Then you know what? You're perfectly fine. That's the worst that you're going to find in here is those 5 ingredients. So I would definitely keep those in mind, but if it's something that doesn't bother you, then all the power to you. You know, try the product. We'll see how you like it. I guess now we're just kind of into my first impression and my mini review of how this product worked for me. Now everybody's different. I'm somebody who has dry skin. I'm somebody who has dehydrated skin. I live in a very dry, kind of tepid climate. So if you're someone who lives somewhere humid, you know, we might not have the same reactions because, you know, we live in kind of completely different environments. So that's just kind of a history of my skin. My skin's just completely dry, completely dehydrated, and I live in a frigid temperature kind of place. But personally for me, I felt like when I put this on initially, it felt great. It's got a very watery kind of consistency. So you pick it up, it's like a gel, and the moment you start kind of rubbing it on your face, it kind of almost just turns to water and it just instantly absorbs into your skin. So that was nice. One thing, I'm not sure if I was disappointed or if I was happy about it, it didn't have any lingering feeling on your skin. So sometimes when you put on heavy moisturizers, you can definitely tell that your skin, there's something on your skin hydrating it. Like you got that thick kind of like, for lack of better terms, heavy feeling on your skin, but you know it's moisturizing. You got nothing with this one. This one was instantly gone. So easily absorbed. You know, my skin felt great after I put it on, and it smells delicious. I'll admit, as much as those fragrance ingredients are completely useless in here, it does smell delicious. My final thoughts on this. This felt great initially putting it on my skin. However, when I woke up after putting it on my nighttime moisturizer, or a few hours in after using it as my daytime moisturizer, my skin actually started feeling oily. And I noticed that it would cause my makeup to kind of start moving around. It would actually break down my makeup in certain parts. And for someone who has to wear makeup for their job, that's a definite no for me. Like, I can't have a moisturizer doing that. So unfortunately, for the fact that it caused my skin to go oily, it broke up my makeup, and those, you know, 5 ingredients that I listed to you. Personally, for me, I'm not going to be keeping this moisturizer. So yes, it did help hydrate initially and, you know, to turn my skin oily. At first I was like, bring it on, because I don't usually have oily skin, but essentially I just went from one issue to another, and I don't have products that are targeted to kind of treat oily skin. All my products are targeted to help dehydrated, dry skin, minus a couple that I just bought on a whim. But essentially, I don't have anything in my collection to combat the effects of this, because we went from one extreme to the other. So unfortunately for me, I did not enjoy this product. It smells absolutely delicious. absolutely cute packaging, beautiful blue color for a product, just I didn't find it performed the way I wanted it to perform. Saying that, I do have a product that is quite similar to it, and that is the Neutrogena Hydro Boost. So essentially this was Neutrogena's kind of like water gel cream that they put out, had hyaluronic acid in it, was supposed to be like a burst of hydration for your face. And even after looking at the ingredients of these two products, they're not identical, but they are actually very similar products. I guess the best way to kind of put it, this is a very bland version of this. So if you're someone who doesn't like those 5 ingredients, you don't like that blue coloring, you don't like that fragrance, try this one out, because essentially this product is the same as this, just without those fancy frilly ingredients. However, if you're somebody who tried this product, maybe you don't have a sensitivity to fragrances, but you're like, I just wish there was a little bit more. Like, I wish there was just like this product with a kick. That's this, because they started adding things like meadow foam in it. It has the blue lily extract in it. So there are, you know, some more hydrating ingredients added in it. Essentially, this is just the Neutrogena kind of on steroids, for a lack of a better term. To me, you could interchange these in my collection, and if it wasn't for the scent and it wasn't for that blue color, I probably wouldn't be able to pick out which one I was using. It really just comes down to the fact that this one is white, this one is blue, this one smells like nothing, this one smells like creamsicles. So if you're someone who doesn't want to pay that $62 price tag, but you still want to try this product out, try the Neutrogena first. If you're someone who tried the Neutrogena and you just wish there was a little bit more to it, try the GLAMGLOW. But if you tried Neutrogena and this just wasn't working for you, don't even bother, because they're so similar that if you didn't like this one, you're probably more than likely not going to like this one. I wanted to love it. I like GLAMGLOW products. I love the smell of, their products. I love the packaging. I think they usually do a really great job. Just unfortunately, those 5 ingredients, on top of the fact that this caused my skin to go oily somehow, unfortunately this just isn't going to work out for me, and I'm personally going to return it. But I'd like to know if this sounds like something that's kind of up your alley, that you need that extra bit of hydration, you kind of like the fact of an amplified Hydro Boost. Have you tried it? And if you did, what did you think of it? Because, you know, to each their own, we're all different. Personally, it didn't work for me, but I'm curious to know how many of you have actually tried this and what you thought of it. So that's my opinion on this. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next review. Bye, guys.